feel?
Ultimately, it's a water filter. We just need
But
to
I
take
want to
it where
get
it's
one for
supposed
the
to be.
shower first because that's where where I spend the majority of my time as far as dealing with water. Not to mention that's where the majority of my body is exposed. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to try to get one for the shower, then get one for the for the bathroom, just so a nigga ain't just blowing money type shit, but working towards shit nonetheless. Um, I was gonna ask you how you feel about this whole giant conversation because honestly speaking, like I've had to reevaluate myself how I feel about that shit because I used to say the Giants was a conversation to cover up our history and how they spoke about Giants was really a euphemism because like how they be like we saw chariots in the sky, right? So in order to explain a long history for people, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have words like legacy at one point in time. They'd probably say these people were like giants amongst men.
They was black and white. It was
No, I'm
it
just
was.
saying that follow me. I ain't saying this is the
I
absolute
follow
truth.
you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a possibility that the way that words have developed over time, the way that we utilize these words, you feel me, could be used as giant could have at one point in time been used as a euphemism among certain groups of people. Not to say there weren't actual giants.
Okay.
So I think we have to be careful when we looking back in history at certain literature because we might confuse actual giants for giants of the actual giants of stature for the giants of a luxurious history or legacies and shit. Because a lot of times they refer to Africans as giants, not just because of their height, they height, but they long heritage and shit. Huh?
Who refers to Africans as giants?
Historians as well as philosophers.
Were they talking about the giant Africans?
No, they was talking about they large history and like
Oh
information.
yeah, their giant history.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so
But
when we look back in history, we have to be careful. Like, just like when you're reading the Bible, you got to be careful. You can't skip past the fact that it's an allegory
I mean,
and
that's
start taking this shit literal. So the same thing when we looking back in history, we hear the word giants and just automatically assume
I guess
they're
yes, you can
talking
say that,
about.
but it would depend on what you're talking about.
That's why. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it would have to depend on what you're talking about because
A way to
you
be
can't just
objective
chalk
rather
that
than
up
just
to
being
every
biased.
time they say giants, they could possibly be talking about somebody else.
Right.
They're talking about giants.
I'm saying either extreme would be wrong if you're not vetting what you're looking upon. That's all I'm saying. This is a way to keep us objective in our studies versus just going into shit like, oh, this is an absolute. And if you go into some shit like everything that you're looking at is an absolute, you can easily be misled if you don't understand the context. That's basically what I was talking about, context. And I had just recently seen a video where they was talking about Africans being giants in history, not tall ass people. They was talking about their history and how gigantic their history is in comparison to other people's, which would stand to suffice that both of them, like they say, as above, so below, that both of them histories got suppressed. The history of giants and the history of the people that had a giant history. Right, right. When we just got to watching that same shit play out with Black Youngster though. Where niggas is, well, not even, because we was a little bit off on that time, but the magic of somebody sitting there doing something with your name while you still alive as though you're dead, it's like putting that energy out there. So the same thing when you kill, off or when you start suppressing the people who have a giant history, why wouldn't it suppress the history of the people that were giants? Because the people that got the giant history came before the people that suppressed their history. So therefore, just like they talk about with the giants, they can't tell you everything about giants because they came before them. They can't tell you everything about Africans because they so-called came before them. So once you suppress the people that came before you, yes, we're going to lose some history. Or we're going to lose something, related to the storyline. And in that sense, it's like, shit, it's important to really evaluate what we looking at before we wind up in confirmation bias. Everything we looking at, we confirming our bias versus recognizing there is confirmations in life that happen naturally. You don't have to force that shit. And that's when you be aligned or in tune. In that moment, like, dang, when I start seeing synchronicity and I ain't forced that shit, oh, that's the universe talking to me. Let me know I'm where I'm supposed to be. But at the same time, you can still get to the same answer, just a different way. But it's just like getting money. If you get money a ill-gotten way, you're going to have some ill-gotten, problems too. You're going to have some paranoia that come with that shit. Versus if you getting money legit and you creating a flow, you don't got to worry about, oh man, I just stole enough for right now. So if somebody, and it happened at 6:36. I was born at 6:36. But I also like my new affirmation that I've been working on, as far as I'm grateful that people want to hear what I gotta say, so I give them substance when I speak. I'm grateful that I receive what I believe I can achieve. I'm grateful that I don't have to lift a finger nor speak to defend me, but my actions precede me, and my gifts make a way for me. I'm grateful. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I need to look at that other notebook to see if I can see what I wrote yesterday, because I wrote out some plans for my land. Like, I'm speaking it into existence, and what just came to me right now, it don't matter where it's at. You know what I'm saying? But when I get to my place of being able to settle and branch out for others to come, you feel me? Like, I got plans for that shit, and it's crazy, amazingly crazy. How all the things that me and my bros done been talking about is coming into play right now. Like, we talked about having land and just splitting up a certain amount of acres for all of us, and we just chill on 2 acres apiece for real. And the rest of it we utilize for the benefit of the whole, like we say the country should do for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one president, he had shit set up to where all his citizens benefited from what they did on the land. Lovely day. So no matter what they did on the land, the people would get money from it. You see what I'm saying? So why not? If you got land and you got things going on the land outside of what other people might be interested in, as far as their skill set or passion, why not make it to where them kids got a bank account set up for them? Or them, they got a bag put up for them, you know what I'm saying? Or they got certain amenities that they don't have to worry about paying for because this money is allocated towards that. And I want to do that shit dual. I don't want it just to be money allocated towards a certain thing, but money that goes in dual pots. To where it's like, okay, we got money allocated towards the gymnasium, keeping that shit lit and up to date, state of the art. But at the same time, it's money being put back for a savings for a future convention center or whatever the kids feel like they need. Because I feel like as a community, we need to make sure that the kids feel like they can thrive in this community and they can have the resources to do what they need to do, which is a reaction video I'm going to be doing soon. Africa was talking about that in relation to the vaccines, how they don't want to just take the vaccines from other countries because other countries offering to give it to them, but they like, no, why the hell y'all can't build us up to where we can make our own shit, because we got the mind, but people that's keeping us poor intentionally, we peeping game, and making it to where we don't have our own facilities, but then turn around and giving us medicine that's killing me. Like, I'm so proud of them. Like, stand up for yourself. Like you just talking about with that one situation. People who take advantage of you, they feel like you let them do that shit. Not to say it's right, family, not to say that, but I'm saying we gotta get out of the victimization situations. You feel me? Situations where we can easily be victimized. Because people don't talk to us like that. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. You know, they trying to ban the positive man for what they don't understand, but people don't talk to us like that. They don't say, stop making yourself an easy target. People do not tell your ass that. Instead, they just say, what was you doing? But really, they trying to get to the point of the conversation of saying, like, look, don't do this at this time because people are crazy. But be that as it may, it's got to be a way that we talk to each other. Otherwise, don't nobody want to hear what you got to say for real. Don't nobody want to hear what you got to say. And reason being, because you talking at me rather than talking to me. You know, for example, I be thinking about, you know, when I talk to my kids, I be like, dang, bro, you got to make sure you talking to them and not at them. And at them would be like, I know you better get that. You know what I'm saying? That's at them. Talking to them would be, hey, why did you put that right there? Could you get that up for me? You know what I'm saying? So these just a few things that I feel like if we worked on how we, you know, propositioned or how we talk to each other, we probably could get a lot further with each other. I know, matter of fact, I know we can get a lot further with each other than without. Quite frankly, that's why we suffer, because we trying to do this shit without each other, honestly. But appreciate y'all for tapping in with me real quick. I got some reaction videos coming up soon, as well as a few other hustle videos coming up soon, so we can get on this bag. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all know I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. Lovely day.